Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala wa ba'd. Welcome to our seventh lesson from our lessons of Aqeedah Made Easy. And we are still dealing with or talking about belief in Allah and the first part of belief in Allah, which was belief in His existence. Last lesson we talked about the Fitrah, and today we'll move on to the second point, al-aql al-sarih, the sound intellect. The sound intellect also proves or agrees with the concept that agrees with the existence of Allah Azza wa Jal. And what is this sound intellect? وهو السالم من الشبهات والشهوات فإنه يقطع بأن المخلوقات لابد لها من خالق لأنها لا يمكن أن توجد صدفة بدون خالق. The sound intellect is that intellect, that rationale which is safe from doubts and desires, because such an intellect that is safe from doubts and desires clearly shows that that every creation must have a creator. Every created thing must have a creator, because it's not possible for it to exist without a creator. To just come into existence without a reason, come into existence by accident without a creator. ولا يمكن أن توجد نفسه بنفسها, and it's not possible for it to create itself by itself. فالعدم لا ينشئ وجودا, because nothingness, al-adam is nothingness or non-existence. Nothingness cannot bring anything into existence. So nothing cannot produce anything. Nothing cannot produce anything. Non-existence cannot produce existence, because non-existence is nothing, and nothing can only do nothing. Nothing can only produce nothing. Nothing cannot produce something. فلا بد من خالق موجد وهو الله سبحانه وتعالى. So there must be a creator who brought into existence the creation, and that creator is Allah Azza wa Jal. That creator who brought the creation into existence is Allah Azza wa Jal. ولما قدم جبير بن مطعم على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في فداء أسرى بدر وكان إذ ذاك مشركا, سمع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقرأ في المغرب بالطور, فلما بلغ هذه الآية أم خلقوا من غير شيء أم هم الخالقون أم خلقوا السماوات والأرض بل لا يوقنون أم عندهم خزائن ربك أم هم المسيطرون أم هم المسيطرون أم هم المسيطرون. Allah said, did they the narration is when Jubair ibn Mut'im, when he came to the Prophet ﷺ to pay the ransom for the prisoners of Badr, and at that time he was still a mushrik, he heard the Prophet ﷺ reciting in the Maghrib prayer with Surah At-Tur, until the Prophet ﷺ came to the verse أم خلقوا من غير شيء أم هم الخالقون. Were they created from nothing? Were they created by nothing? Or are they themselves the creator? Or are they themselves the creator? أم خلقوا السماوات أم خلقوا السماوات والأرض بل لا يوقنون. Did they create the heavens and the earth? Rather, they are in doubt, or they do not have faith. أم عندهم خزائن ربك أم هم المسيطرون. Do they have the treasures of their Lord, or are they in charge of these treasures? So Jubair ibn Mut'im says, كاد قلبي أن يطير. My heart was about to come out of my heart was about to fly out due to the power of these verses and the logic of these verses and the argument of these verses. وكان ذلك أول ما دخل الإيمان في قلبه. And this was the first spark of faith that entered into his heart. And these are the possibilities. Either they were created by nothing, and we know that this possibility is impossible because nothing cannot create something, or that they are the creators, they created themselves. And this is a circular argument, because for them to be able to create themselves, they would have to be created, they would have to have existed to be able to create. And so they would have to have existed before they existed to be able to create. And this is another impossibility. So the only possibility that is left, that they were created by something other than themselves, and something that exists, something which is existing, and that is the creator. And then Allah asks them as well, if they are the creators, if they believe that they are the creators, did they create the heavens and the earth? Did they create the heavens and the earth which they use and they live in? But they do not have faith. They know that the universe around them, they did not create it, and it didn't come for nothing. So there must be a creator of it. And then Allah asked them, Am indahum khazainu rabbik. Do they possess the treasures of their Lord? The treasures of their Lord are all that is in the universe, that has been subjugated to them. They do not have control over this. If they possess it, they have control over it, and they manage it, but they don't. They have no control. They have no say. They have no power over it. They cannot decide how it works and what happens. Am humul musaytirun. Do they have power? Do they have control over it? No. So he negates that they can be their creators, and Allah negates that they came from nothing. And this was the first sparks that entered faith into the heart of Jubair ibn Mut'im radiyallahu anhu. And again, these are logical, rational arguments of the Quran that Allah Azza wa Jal is using to prove His existence, Jalla wa Ala, and that He is in charge, and that He is Rabbul Alameen, and that He is the Lord of all that exists. وقد استدل بصراحة العقل خطيب العرب في الجاهلية قس ابن ساعدة الإيادي فقال البعرة تدل على البعير والأثر يدل على المسير فالسماء ذات أبراج والأرض ذات فجاج أفلا تدل على صارع الخبير. And he says that the orator of the Arabs in pre-Islam used sound intellect or clear intellect to prove the existence of Allah Azza wa Jal. And this the orator of the Arabs in pre-Islam was Qis ibn Sa'ida al-Iyadi. He said, Al-Ba'ratu tadullu ala al-Ba'ir. The droppings of the camel indicate indicate that a camel passed, that there was a camel, because the droppings of the camel cannot come except from the camel. So these are indications. The droppings that have been left behind indicate that a camel passed through. وَالْأَثَرْ يَدُلُّ عَلَى الْمَسِيرِ. The footprints in the desert, footprints, the footmarks, or in the forest or wherever, are indication that show that someone had walked down that trail. Because footprints cannot be made except by somebody walking there. فَسَمَاءُ ذَاتُ أَبْرَاجٍ. So the heavens, the sky, with its horizons, and the وَالْأَرْضُ ذَاتَ فِجَاجٍ, and the earth with its expansion, with its wideness, do they not show that behind them is a all-aware creator, Khabir, Al-Sani Al-Khabir, all-aware, all-knowing creator who created them. So this universe is an indication and shows the existence of one who created it, a creator who has knowledge and perfection in that knowledge and is all aware of how things work and how things go together and is in control of all of them. Jalla wa ala. And with this we come to the end of this lesson, and we'll continue in our next lesson. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad.